Hello and welcome to the channel, it's Erad, and so in this video I'm going to show you the RSI ZEUS Mark II. Finally it is here. Star Citizen Alpha 3.24.2 is now in PTU Wave 2, and along Wave 2 comes this brand new ship from Roper Space Industry. This is the CL version, the commercial version, and I'm going to go inside, show you around. We're going to fly it a little bit and do a combat mission. First, we're going to try to open the back door. Go just by pressing this button, and the ramp will go down just like that. A fairly short ramp and an interesting space out there. Now, I was wondering, maybe that's not that much bigger compared to the C1, but actually it's much better range. You can see here those lines here which tell you where the cargo is going to be. I believe that we can put easily 3 rows of 32 SCU cargo containers and some 4 SCU cargo containers on top, for a total of 128 SCU of cargo capacity. It makes sense here, but at the same time I don't think there's going to be much space to go from the back to the entrance of the ship right here. There's also an interesting weapon rack right here, which I was not expecting to see, but why not? I suppose it can be quite practical in case you are being attacked and your cargo hold is being attacked. Also, worth noting that there are a couple of fire extinguishers there, Cyclade Imperial Games, making sure that their ships are ready for Star Citizen Alpha 4.0. Inside you'll find a ladder right here. Great choice here, great design choice by Cyclade Imperial Games to give us the opportunity to enter via a ladder, as well as a screen for the engineers and all of the components that we are going to have access to. There's a near lock right there, and some lockers for the armor that are not physicalized yet, but one day they will be. And behind that door is going to be the cockpit with additional access to other components of the ship, and another weapon rack straight into the cockpit right there. So yeah, very well thought interior space here, I would say, by Cyclade Imperial Games. Very well done here. I'm very satisfied so far with the ship. Now, there are a couple of other rooms here. This is the tiny habitation room here, where you have 4 bunk beds, and that's basically going to be it. There's also a bathroom, but the door is jammed for some reason. I can't open it, so that's okay. We'll go through the other side here, where you have the recreation area. Very tiny here. It's like a tiny kitchen with a tiny table where people can eat. A couple of refrigerators as well. I was surprised to see that there were at least 2. I really like the idea of having your table right there by the window, and you can see what's going on outside. That's pretty cool. Now, this definitely opens, and we're going to be able to put some refrigerated drinks there, as well as perhaps some fruits and other types of foods that are available out there in the verse. Next, what are we going to be doing this? I'm still going to try to go inside, see if we can find the bathroom. It's that door over here. But as you can see, yeah, the door is not opening. This is a problem here with this version of 3.24 in the PTU, right? Sometimes the doors are jammed. You can see that they are jammed when we have that blinking orange light on the door panel. That is not functioning. But I suppose that if this gets reported in the issue council, eventually Cyclade Imperial game developers are going to fix that. So next, we are naturally going to go into the cockpit and take off. Now, normally I would take a combat mission, but in the PTU right now, I'm very poor. It's something that you're going to be able to see tomorrow on stream. I've got literally 0 Alpha UEC, so I can't even take the bounty hunting mission that needs to that requires me to pay 500 Alpha UEC as an entry fee. So I'm just going to be taking a delivery mission, and that's okay. We're going to be able to see also how the cargo hold looks like when there is going to be cargo inside. So there we have it. Let's take off here. We are at Lorville, and we are going to also have a look at the new MFDs. These are not the bespoke MFDs for Roper Space Industries. These are the generic MFDs. You are probably going to be seeing those as well in the MISC ships, as well as perhaps also consolidated Outland, until Cyclade Imperial Games eventually create dedicated MFDs for these manufacturers. A little bit of a frame drop here. This server was not entirely stable as I was playing a little bit earlier this morning when the patch just dropped. But these are, of course, little side tracks that need to be expected here when we are playing the PTU. I really like that all of the information are showing here. You can see in orange next to the radar, you can see the afterburner on the right, the speed on the left. It's very clear. I like that they have really cleared all of the information that used to be in front of us, and now it's really on the MFDs, most of them at least. That's really nice. Now we're going to land here. You can see that the ship definitely fits pretty well on a medium hangar. This is a medium hangar. And we are going to then get out of here and load some cargo boxes. Now, CIG still have put quite a lot of doors, too many doors to my taste, as you can see. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about all of these doors. I think that we should have a little bit less here. And there we have it, 6 SCU, and you can see that there's plenty of additional space. I'm going to also show you how the ladder works. Just like that, you climb the ladder and you're already in it. It's very short. So we're going to go to Farnsway, where the delivery is going to take place. I'm not going to show you the whole unloading process and the freight elevator. We've seen that in plenty of videos already, right? It's just how the ship flies and how it also handles its atmosphere. And it's got a pretty decent speed in atmosphere, at least. That's what I thought, right? Especially if you're coming from far above. Later you're going to see that as we're going to be going to Microtech, but here this is Hurston. We quantum traveled quite deep in the atmosphere, almost by the plane of the clouds. And we are reaching in this thick atmosphere speeds of 430 meters per second, which is quite decent and also quite expected when you are looking at how aerodynamic this ship is. So we'll just keep going a little bit closer here, and then we'll make our landing by one of the pads. Now, I've also noticed that even if you press, I'm playing with mouse and keyboard, of course you guys who have been following the channel know that, right? I've noticed that unlike before, even if you keep pressing on W, if you change your camera, the ship is going to slow down, so you have to repeatedly press W, and that's quite annoying. I've also noticed that now all of the turrets have a marker, and it's also resulting in a significant drop of performance. This is something that I hope CIG will fix. All right, nice little landing here by the pad, and I think that this is a ship that really is doing a great job for its role here, which is indeed cargo hauling and also just delivering containers, right? I think the bathroom is working finally. There we go. A very simple bathroom here with a shower and a retractable toilet, something that we see in most other ships. Alright, so for the end of this video, we are now going to be going to Microtech, where I'm going to take a simple bounty hunting mission. And I want to check out also the top speed of the ship here. We are quite far from the atmosphere, and you can see that the ship cannot go any faster than 999 meters per second. So if you want to compare that to a C1 Spirit, for example, that is quite slower than the C1 Spirit. It's not that much of a surprise. This ship is bigger than the C1 Spirit. It's also carrying far more cargo than the C1 Spirit, double the cargo, right? So that's also normal that it comes at the expense of a slower maneuverability and also a slower speed. So a lot of people have been saying in the chat, oh, I'm going to be replacing my Zeus, my C1 for a Zeus. Be careful with what you wish for. Sure, you have more cargo capacity with a Zeus, but at the same time, you're going to be less maneuverable, you are going to have less firepower and also less speed, so it's definitely something that's worth keeping in mind. But of course, we're going to check out now how this ship handles in combat as we're getting a little bit closer, and you're going to see also the speed here. I'm about 15 kilometers above the clouds, and we are at 996 meters per second still. So really slick ship with a really fast approach if you're coming from a certain angle to a planet that's really awesome, especially if you're doing deliveries and you don't want to be wasting time at slower speed in atmospheres. But we've got our first radar contact now, so it's time to get into combat mode, master modes, right? Notice that if you are now using the left wheel, the right mouse button, you have the precision mode now. So it's no longer going to be the various firing group. Now there are 4 firing groups in 3.24.2, and you are going to have to assign keybinds if you want to assign those firing groups. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 basically, if that is what you choose. I'm just going to stick with the first firing group here because it's just a simple test here. Probably combat is going to have its own video further on the line, something that I will try to display in tomorrow's live stream, so stay tuned to that. And don't forget to check out also my Twitch channel to see where I'm live, because we're going to have far more live streams as we are on the road to CitizenCon. So I'm trying to fight here with precision targeting mode. I think that this is not very effective against smaller targets like an Aurora. It's definitely something more interesting if you're trying to target components on a bigger ship. So I'll try to stick with the exterior view here, but not the exterior view, but the regular view here with your classic pip. I know people have been complaining also about master modes. Oh, it's so slow, it feels like we are playing Starfield, and it's true. It does have some similarities. What do you guys think of the state of combat in Star Citizen right now? Is it really the vocal minority that really is against master mode and doesn't like how it is? I'd like to know what you guys think. Anyway, we're going to try to fight here. Yeah, precision mode here, especially the pip is not showing, is quite useless, I would say. So this is really not something that I'm going to be using. But let's see if it is good at taking down this Aurora. So far, I would say that the C1 Spirit would have taken down this Aurora already. But yeah, very lackluster. But at the same time, this is not a combat ship. The Zeus is not designed for this kind of gameplay. It's either an exploration ship if you have the base one, or a cargo variant if you have this one. There is a combat variant, the MR, but it's just not available in the game right now. They're just going to be sticking with the exploration and the cargo variants. Alright, now we're going to continue with this Mustang. Notice how one of the little winglets has already been damaged. That's also quite a surprise. And it seems as though my shields have already been depleted as well. I do not see them on around the ship, but luckily for me, that Mustang crashed on the surface, and that is the end of this video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the Zeus in the comment section down below as well. I would not be able to make all of that content without my Patreon and YouTube members, including Dr. Fabin, Zero Crusher, Deployer Fidel, Ducky2 Ducker, and Shadow Rise. I've been Irad. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.